How'd the other boys go this morning? They're good? Some good yarns?
Richie, before we start, slate yourself.
Hi, my name is Richie Mo'unga and this is my top 6. My first moment was making my debut for the All Blacks. I was at Forsyth Bar in Dunedin and was against the French, and I was able to come off the bench and make my debut for the All Blacks.
We're also going to see Richie Mo'unga, so another debut tonight, special one, fully deserved.
What a moment for Richie Mo'unga in this boat.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was just my dream as a kid. Ever since I can remember, just always dreaming of putting the All Black jersey on. That week was an awesome week, getting to know that I'd have the opportunity, and just really proud moment for myself and my family. And to be honest, I was so nervous, waiting on the bench for my moment. My hands were sweaty and I was getting the jitters and I couldn't stop shaking my knees. And you know, finally to get the call that I was going to go on the field was just a moment I'll never forget. So many thoughts rushing through my head. You know, I was overwhelmed by just the occasion, everything that had gone on that week, and the noise of the crowd. One of my first tasks on the field was to kick the ball out on a penalty. It was 5 metres from the sideline, so it was a real tough angle, and usually you kind of just kick it to make sure it goes out. And I kind of scuffed it a little bit, and it went like 50 metres downfield, but it just went out.
What a great start for Richie Mo'unga.
It could have been a terrible first start to my All Black career. My next moment was winning the Bledisloe Cup in 2018. Just a huge rival between New Zealand and Australia, something I grew up watching, and just having to be in that moment and getting the opportunity to win the Bledisloe. There was a lot of pressure because the All Blacks hadn't lost the Bledisloe in such a long time, so to be given the opportunity to play in that series, as an All Black, you just didn't want to be part of the team that gave the trophy away, which is pretty brutal. We understand that the responsibility we have as the people that get to put on the jersey and get the job done. People talk a lot about pressure, and there are pressured moments, and the pressure from public and people that really just care about the team. But we've sort of flipped it around, and it's really a privilege to do what we do. If you look at it from a pressured situation, you can let it overwhelm you, but we really love that pressure and we want to walk towards it and just focus on the things we can control, and that's winning the football game. My next moment is winning a Super Rugby in 2017. This was my second year in Super Rugby, and we had a mammoth task of beating the Lions in Johannesburg at Ellis Park. Crusaders hadn't won since 2008. So it was a long spell in between drinks, so having won that over there was just a huge moment in my career, a huge dream, you know, that I'd been wanting to achieve for such a long time for my home province, home team, the Crusaders. When you're in with your Super Rugby team, you're invested so much in that, and at that point in time, that's all you really care about. And then it's the same when you're in All Black camp and you're wearing an All Black jersey, everything that you're playing for just it takes over you, but both just satisfying. I think when you play in high performance sport, you know, the grind and the work that you put in, winning tournaments, trophies, is all very satisfying. Ultimately, that's the goal, to be the best, and to do that in Johannesburg was really special. My next moment was a very special moment. This was in 2018 in Pretoria against South Africa. I'd been subbed on, and at the end was able to convert a try, which ultimately won All Blacks the game.
Stolen it at the death. Quite extraordinary.
As a kicker, those are moments you dream of, winning a game for your country. And for me to be in that position was really awesome for me. I was bloody nervous. It wasn't the hardest of kicks, but to do it in a place like Pretoria, the crowd can be pretty hostile and brutal and how they support their teams. But that was just an awesome moment for me, and the feeling of really contributing to a team's outcome was cool. My next moment was going to the Rugby World Cup in 2019 in Japan. Just been given the opportunity to represent my country in the most prestigious rugby tournament there is. It was something pretty special, and from the opening to the games, the people in and how welcoming they are was just such an awesome experience, and just something I'll never forget. I'll always remember and cherish those memories of representing New Zealand at the Rugby World Cup. My next moment was playing at Eden Park against Australia and having my daughter watch me play rugby for the first time, and for her to witness her dad. I'm not sure if you can say witness, she was 4 months, so she probably wasn't watching. But to have her there, you know, give her hugs and kisses after the game. And I actually, I put her on Eden Park soil, so she's been on that before, so I got photos, and to have her and my wife there was amazing for me. At the time, a new father, you know, having to balance that and footy, but to have, you know, family watching me there was pretty special. Early on when I had my daughter was trying to find the right balance of how I did my work and the time that I spent with my family. For me now it's so easy. It's if I don't get my family time right, or if I'm not present in that moment, and my footy just goes downhill, and I've experienced that. So filling my cup up when I do have time with my family and my kids is real important, that I'm purposeful in that area. Because if I do that half-assed, I know I come into footy and I play half-assed, and my prep is so bad. So getting those things right is so important to me, because, you know, family trumps everything for me, and making sure I do that right is really important.
I'm Kendra and you're watching Tall Tales. I'm going to talk about the time when we met Six60. We met them just before the World Cup, but the coolest thing is we got to go on stage with them, with the World Cup in Christchurch, Orange Theory. Rocked out there, it was cool to meet them. They were lovely people, and we just loved being out on stage with them and soaking up that environment with Nancy. Definitely understand why people want to be rock stars, because it was an incredible energy, atmosphere. The whole crowd was going crazy. All you could see was just people, arms waving in the air, and I thought about taking up singing after that, just because it was incredible.
Just caught, and there's the try to Jones!
I didn't score too many tries in my All Black career, which is why I can talk about this one. But it was 1998, I was at the MCG, there was 90,000 people there. It was an incredible place to play rugby. But anyway, the moment here in the first half, we're under the pump a little bit. The great Andrew Mertens, and he was quicker than he looked, ran like a crab, but he was quicker than he looked, made this beautiful burst from our 10-metre line, tried to kind of support. Mertz made this beautiful break outside again to Jeff Wilson, and then he features a lot, either me giving him the ball or him giving the ball to me. Made this beautiful burst down the right-hand side. And all I remember, my long legs, I had to run about 60 metres trying to keep up with Goldie, and I think that's the thing I was most impressed with. I was actually keeping pace, not really, but I thought I was keeping pace for the great Jeff Wilson. He, I think, was bundled out, not quite bundled out, but impeded not far from the goal line inside, and who happened to be there? Long, lanky me, and over in the right-hand corner.
Ian Jones gets his 9th Test try, and how many times have we seen it from this great All Black team in the closing minutes before half-time?
I think the greatest moment when I look back on that is clearly I'm smiling and happy as, and George Gregan, like he just sucked a lemon. And there's this beautiful photo of me smiling, George Gregan, Mr. 4 more years, just sour face. And that's the moment that stands out to me.